What are the advantages that Wi-Fi 7 gives me over Wi-Fi 6?
Wi-Fi 6, we can just go up to 9.6 Gbps of throughputs. Wi-Fi 7 achieve throughputs up to 46 Gbps. Wi-Fi 7, on top of all this, it came up with several MAC layer and physical layer enhancements.
Ooh, that's nice.
Explain us what is MLO and how it operates.
Wi-Fi 7 introduces this concept of MLO, where the AP and the station can communicate in multiple links at the same time.
What are the types of MLO?
It starts from MLSR, EMLSR, we have STR MLMR, NSTR MLMR.
Do you see any issues for legacy devices that are connecting to the Wi-Fi 7 access point?
So we have tested Broadcom, Qualcomm, MediaTek, chipset-based access points. But from our testing, we didn't see any
How are client devices keeping up? Are they adopting Wi-Fi 7?
high-branded mobile phones like iPhone or Samsung S series, Google mobiles. They're all adopting Wi-Fi 7 feature.
Let's say a fresher comes to you and says, I need to start Wi-Fi testing from today. What advice would you give him or her?
So what I would personally suggest to a fresher is
Hello everyone, welcome to another episode of Weekly WiFi Wisdom podcast series where we talk everything about Wi-Fi and the tech that surrounds it. I'm your host, Sainath. I'm a WLAN QA engineer at Candela Technologies and I'm excited to introduce our guest today, Ms. Deepika. She has been working as wireless systems engineer at Candela Technologies for about a year now and she is here to share her practical testing insights on Wi-Fi 7. So, looking forward for today's episode. So, what are the advantages that Wi-Fi 7 gives me over Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E?
So if we remember Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E, it is all about high efficiency, right? So if we remember Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E, we can just go up to like 9.6 Gbps of throughputs. Wi-Fi 6 and Wi-Fi 6E is all about like, of course, we still have focus on throughput, but we have multi-user technologies like we have OFDMA, we have MU-MIMO, so where we can support up to like multiple users at the same time. So Wi-Fi 7, on top of all this, it came up with several MAC layer and physical layer enhancements. So we have 4K QAM with which we can achieve like throughputs up to like 46 Gbps. We have new MCS indexes, MCS 12, MCS 13. We have 320 megahertz wider bandwidths. And then we have exciting features like MLO, multi-link operation. And then we have Preamble, Puncturing, multi-RU.
Right. So, you mentioned throughput numbers exceeding 40 Gbps. Is that right?
Yes, yes.
Okay, that's
Exactly.
that's a very huge leap from Wi-Fi 6 because, as you said, Wi-Fi 6 offers about 9.6 Gbps, and now Wi-Fi 7 takes all the way beyond 40 Gbps. So the primary focus is, I think, definitely is on speed. Yeah, since you mentioned that the speeds can go over 40 Gbps, what key factors are contributing to the speeds? As you mentioned, there are new features that are already added, but in terms of peak throughputs, what are enabling the peak data rates that we are seeing?
If we again go back to Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E, we can just use 160 megahertz of bandwidth, right? But with Wi-Fi 7, we went up to 320 megahertz bandwidth, which is almost double of Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E. And then we have with the Wi-Fi 6E, we can do only 8x8 MIMO. But with Wi-Fi 7, we can do up to like 16x16 MIMO. And then of course this 4K QAM, 4096 QAM, where we can encode up to 12 bits per symbol, which is only 10 bits per symbol in Wi-Fi 6. So if we combine all this like 4K QAM, 320 megahertz bandwidth, 16x16 MIMO, we can achieve that 46 Gbps of throughput.
Okay, so that 46 Gbps of throughput is with 16x16 MIMO?
Yes, 16x16 MIMO and also this 320 megahertz bandwidth, and then the other factor is the 4K QAM. If we combine all these three factors, we can go up to like 46 Gbps of throughputs.
And this is with MLO or without MLO?
This is without MLO, without just the MLO. This is just a standalone single link operation.
Okay. Yeah, so again, speaking of MLO, new feature, right? It's in Wi-Fi 7. Never been there in Wi-Fi 6.
Feature in Wi-Fi 7.
One of the most changes that are happened to Wi-Fi in MAC layer, right? So explain us what is MLO and how it operates. What are the types of MLO?
So with Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E, if we consider, so for example, let's take these examples. We can see all these big numbers, right? BU, I mean 000, or AX. If we're speaking about Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E, we can see numbers like AX 3000, AX 11,000, AX 6,000. We'll see all that numbers, fancy numbers, right? So what are the AP vendors saying there? So if we consider an example, AX 3000, what it is saying? So it is for example, if we consider 5 gigahertz, we can achieve up to like 2.4 Gbps of throughput there. And then if we consider 2.4 gigahertz frequency band, we can go up to like 573 Mbps. So if we combine these two, we'll be achieving the 3000 Mbps of throughput, right? So what actually happening here? There is a single device cannot like parallelly use this 5G and 6G bands, right? So what they're advertising is not exactly using the two links, the advantage of 2 links or 3 links or anything.
So they are aggregating the throughputs and
They're just advertising it
marketing, right?
as a peak numbers. But with Wi-Fi 7, that's not the case. With a single phone, with a single mobile device, and with a single access point, we can go up to like throughputs like X. What exactly is being advertised? 11,000 or 19,000 or anything. With a single mobile phone, we can achieve that.
So it's not a marketing gimmick anymore.
Yes. So what's happening with MLO? So if we speak about Wi-Fi 6E, what we are doing, we are either transmitting in 2.4G or 5G or 6 gigahertz frequency band, right?
Just one link at a time.
Yes, exactly. One link at a time. But if we speak about Wi-Fi 7, what we are doing, we are basically combining all these 3 links. So Wi-Fi 7 introduces this concept of MLO, where the AP and the station can communicate in multiple links at the same time.
So all 3 links at the same time?
Yes, all 3 links at the same
time. Is it the same?
2 links at the same time. We have it's
Okay.
just the AP configuration.
So
if the AP is supporting MLO in 2 bands, we can do like 2 band MLO. If it is supporting 3 links, then we can do like MLO, simultaneous operation in 3 links. And with Wi-Fi 7, we have 2 major things. So one is link switching, and the other one is link aggregation. So you mentioned, right, mellow MAC layer enhancement. So we have a change of architecture when we speak about the MAC. We have 2 MACs here. One is upper layer MAC, UMAC, and then we have the lower MAC handling all the channel sensing. And the upper MAC, which is basically called as the MLD MAC address, the MLD address is doing all this authentication, association, all the switching part, link switching part. So we have lower MAC and we have upper MAC. Lower MACs are basically the MAC address of each individual radios, and upper MAC is basically common for all these lower MACs.
So MLD address, as you were mentioning, UMAC, it's same for all the 3 bands. Is that right?
Yes, exactly. It is the common for all these 3 links.
And particularly UMAC is used for what kind of purposes?
So we use when a client associates when a Wi-Fi 7 non-AP MLD, we call a Wi-Fi 7 station as a non-AP MLD if it is supporting MLO, and if the AP is supporting MLO, we call it as an AP MLD. So if a non-AP MLD is associating with AP MLD, it uses the upper MAC so that it has the connectivity with AP in all these 3 links.
Oh, right. To maintain that connection state across all multiple links at the same time.
Yes, exactly.
For such cases, UMAC will be used.
Yes.
Or for channel contention and things like that, UMAC thing comes into operation. Fine. Yeah, and about the types of MLO.
Yeah, this is again an interesting concept. So MLO introduced multiple times. We have multiple MLO variants. So it starts from MLSR, EMLSR, we have STR MLMR, NSTR MLMR.
Can you elaborate them?
Yes, we have EMLMR. So let's start like one
by one, yeah.
So first comes the MLSR. So MLSR is where a device wants to support MLO, but it's still having a single radio.
Right.
So the abbreviation itself says the device wants to support MLO, but it is still having a single radio. So that is what MLSR is. So what exactly happens is, if we can see the images here, so the AP and the station are associated in multiple links. So what happens when during the data transmission is, so consider this is a 2x2 station and this is a Wi-Fi 7 access point.
Right.
So what this station will do is, this station will first listen to either 2.4 gigahertz link or the 5G link or the 6G link. It will use its two chains to listen to the 2G or 5G or any 6G link. So it will sense the channel. And then after 2.4G, it will go for 5G. And then after 5G, it will go for 6G. So once the best link is found, then the actual data transmission between these two endpoints will happen in 2 by 2.
On a single link?
Yes, on a single link. One time the data transmission will be on the single link. Because this device is supporting MLSR, which means it has a single radio. Here, what's happening is the link switching, but not the aggregation. So here dynamic switching between the links will happen. So let's assume we have interference in 2.4G. The station and the AP can dynamically switch between the links without having the need for again a new authentication or a new association problem.
Right, as you would do in Wi-Fi 6 or prior standards. So your client need not necessarily disconnect from one band to associate in the another band. So is that the primary advantage in this case?
Yes, of course. And then we can go for EMLSR. Which is an enhanced version of this MLSR. So again comes to the same, this is the same 2 by 2 station, and then we have Wi-Fi 7 access point. So this guy is supporting EMLSR now. So what is the difference between MLSR and EMLSR is, so what we have done in MLSR, we are using the two chains to listen for a link at one time. We'll use two chains for listening in 2G, and then we'll go for 5G, and then we'll go for 6G.
So both chains will receive or listen on the on one specific band.
Specific band at a single time.
At any given point of time.
At given point of time. So what's happening with EMLSR is, this is a 2 by 2 station, right? So it will listen to one link using one chain, and it will listen to another link using the other chain.
Simultaneously?
Yes, exactly. So the station is listening to multiple links at the same time. But however, data transmission will happen only on a single link at a single point of time, because this again like having a single radio.
Right. So data transfer can still happen only on one link. But the listening activity that you are doing can happen on multiple links at the same time.
So this is again an advantage of link switching, right? We can dynamically switch between links based on the network conditions.
And this might help to switch the link faster than MLSR.
Exactly.
Given that it scans the bands simultaneously at the same time. Is that right?
Yes. That is the advantage of EMLSR over MLSR case.
But this is still a single radio, right? Can it scan both the bands at the same time?
Yes, it is doing this the same thing, right? It is using one chain to listen to one link, which means scanning in one link, and then you can use the other chain to listen to the other link.
So a single radio itself is used to scan both the bands at the same time.
Yes.
Okay.
So here if you can see, so the first one we are doing listening on 2.4G and 5G. We are doing EMLSR on 2G and 5G.
Right.
And then in the second image, we are doing EMLSR on 5G and 6G.
So yeah, so you are reading the bands simultaneously.
Yes.
Understood. So that is what enhanced from MLSR and it became EMLSR.
Yes.
So this is single radio operation, right? What's next?
Yes. So next is the interesting thing. We have MLMR. So we have with MLMR, we can do like two modes of operations. So one is the STR mode, which means simultaneous transmit and receive. And then the other one is NSTR mode, non-simultaneous transmit and receive operations.
Right.
So with STR offers the majority of MLO advantages we can see in STR mode. So with STR mode, we can do simultaneous transmissions and receptions by using the advantage of MLO. So with STR mode, we can do both downlink and uplink at the same time. So consider this as again a Wi-Fi 7 access point. This is my Wi-Fi 7 mobile phone. This is now supporting MLMR. This has like 3 radios supporting 2G, 5G, 6G. We have multiple radios now for the stations. So what happens with the STR now is this station can do uplink traffic in one link, and this AP can send the downlink traffic in another link. So we can do
upload in using one radio and download using another radio, but they are happening at the same time. So the device itself is transferring the data and receiving the data at the same time.
Yes.
So the throughput is aggregated, I guess. Okay, so I see why the throughput numbers are being so high in Wi-Fi 7 now. Okay, that's STR.
That is about the STR MLMR. So MLMR, multi-link, multi-radio. So that is one such example for MLMR. And then comes the NSTR MLMR. So here what we are doing is we can just either transmit in multiple links or we can receive in multiple links. So we can do downlink in multiple links, like we can do downlink in 5G 6G, or we can do upload in 5G 6G or 2G 5G, any of the combinations, or even 3 links.
So not bidirectional at a given time.
Yes.
But you can still aggregate the data across multiple radios,
Yes.
be it transmit or receive,
Yes.
but not both.
Yes, exactly. So this is where, because of this, we are having the link aggregation. It can send data in multiple links. We can aggregate them. So MLMR is all about link aggregation.
Right.
MLSR or EMLSR is all about link switching.
Got it. So to make better decisions of finding the better links, there you might go for multi-link single radio, and to actually send the data across multiple links, MLMR comes into picture.
Yes.
Is that right?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, so I'm curious to see if you have any results that actually demonstrate the benefit of MLO when compared to non-MLO cases.
Yes. We do have interesting results. So we spoke about like big numbers, right? 46 Gbps, 9.6 Gbps in Wi-Fi 6, 46 Gbps of throughputs in Wi-Fi 7. But when it comes to the practical use cases, or when it comes to the access points or station devices available in the market, when it comes to the stations, we can mostly see 2x2 or 4x4. But when it comes to the access points, we can see 4x4 access points as common, and very rarely we can see 8x8 access points.
Like this guy?
Yes, exactly. So this we have Asus Wi-Fi 7 access point here. This guy is doing 4x4. So in our testing, in our recent testing results, what we observed is we can achieve up to like 9.4 Gbps of throughput with just a single link with 6 GHz, 320 MHz bandwidth, 4x4 MIMO. We achieved up to like 9.4 Gbps of throughput. But when it comes to the MLO, so in order to truly see the advantages of all these peak numbers, we should also have the support from the access point or the router perspective, right? These access points or routers are coming with like 10 Gbps LANs.
Oh, so the Ethernet port is limited to 10 Gbps data rate.
Yes. So in our recent testing, so I've tested with like 4 to 5 access points, 4 to 5 Wi-Fi 7 access points available in the market. Majority of this access point, I've seen a single 10 Gbps LAN port. But in order to truly see the advantage of MLO, so we are discussing, right? If we consider MLMR, what we are saying, we can do link aggregation. We can send data in 2G, 5G, and 6G.
Simultaneously,
Simultaneously, right? For example, if we consider 6G, we can go up to like 11.5 Gbps with 4x4 MIMO. If we consider 5G, we can go up to like 5.7 Gbps. If we consider 2.4G, we can also like go up to like more than 1 Gbps, right? So if we combine all these 3 links, we can go up to more than 10 Gbps. We can achieve speeds more than 10.
Yeah, we can go beyond 10 gig.
10 Gbps. But these access points are coming with just 10 Gbps LAN, right?
So that's a bottleneck there.
That is a bottleneck there. So with that 10 Gbps, so if we consider some exciting results here, so with I mentioned, right, with a single band, we have seen throughputs of 9.4 Gbps, 9.5 Gbps. Now, if I do the same MLMR thing, if I speak about the MLMR results here, with MLMR, we achieved like around 9.2 Gbps of throughput. But if we consider the single SLO mode, we achieved up to like 9.6 Gbps of throughput. We cannot purely see the advantages
because of the bottleneck of the Ethernet of the AP.
Yes, exactly.
Okay.
So if we consider maybe some shorter bandwidth configurations, maybe 80 MHz bandwidth configurations. So what we have done is we have configured the access point to just 80 meg. We limited it to 80 meg, and this is again a station doing 80 meg transmissions. So we configured 2G for 20, 5G for 80, and 6G for 80 MHz bandwidth.
Right.
So these are some interesting results. So this is the case with SLO, single link operation. So what is happening here is, this is the throughput. We are like close to 2.1 Gbps of throughput for a file rate of 2.8 Gbps per 6080 meg.
So this is 80 megahertz channel width, is that right?
Yes, 80 megahertz channel width, and this is the 6 gigahertz client throughput.
Hmm.
And then if we repeat the same test with an MLO client now, these are the throughput numbers we are reaching with MLO.
And what is the MLO mode that you used here?
Here we are using the MLMR mode. So what's happening here is, we have the client connected in all three links, 2Z, 5.
So it's a tri-band MLMR.
Yes, it's a tri-band MLMR. We have the client associated in 2.4Z, 5Z, and 6 gigahertz link. So 2.4Z is using 20 meg, and 5Z is using 80 meg, and 6G is using 80 megahertz.
Right.
We can clearly see the difference, right? So if we go back to the previous slide, where we can see only 6 gigahertz achieving 2.1 Gbps of throughputs. But if we consider the MLO results for the same test configuration, we went up to like 4.5 Gbps of throughput.
Almost doubled.
Yes, almost doubled.
Yeah. So same hardware, but
Yes.
you get almost the double the throughput.
Yes.
Yeah. So
Interesting, right?
Wi-Fi 7 in action. Yeah.
Yes.
Truly interesting. Yes. Let's talk about another hyped feature about Wi-Fi 7, right? Preamble puncturing.
Yes.
So I've been hearing about that feature a lot. I've also seen people making videos on it with showing with spectrum analyzers and all. So can you explain what's the intention behind preamble puncturing? I mean, how can it help? Yeah, please walk us through that feature.
Yeah. So as you mentioned, even I was like very interested to see all these videos and posts on LinkedIn. I have seen many posts using the spectrum analyzer. They're saying channel is punctured. I was just curious. Is that 80 meg truly dropping to 60? But 60, we do not have 60 megahertz bandwidth.
Right.
I had questions like this. So when I got a chance to experiment with one of the Wi-Fi 7 access point available in market that is doing this preamble puncturing operation, I was truly impressed by the results. They're like very exciting results. So if we want to talk about preamble puncturing, the concept with Wi-Fi 6 or Wi-Fi 6E, what it is doing, it follows the concept of dynamic bandwidth, right? It will dynamically adjust the bandwidth based on the channel condition, network conditions, right? So let's say, for example, consider an example where we have an access point configured for 80 megahertz bandwidth.
Okay.
For 5G or 6G, anything. We know, right, preamble puncturing is actually introduced in Wi-Fi 6, but it was made optional in Wi-Fi 6, Wi-Fi 6E. But with Wi-Fi 7, it is mandatory to have preamble puncturing.
So AP must definitely support preamble puncturing?
Yes,
Okay.
it is mandatory. So coming back to our example, so let's assume if we have an access point operating in 80 megahertz bandwidth, for example, consider channel 36 5 GHz frequency band. And then consider there is also a neighboring access point. We have a neighbor access point doing 20 megahertz transmissions, which is basically overlapping with this 80 meg.
Right.
So what's happening there? So as I mentioned, right, so we are doing 80 meg transmissions, and then we all of a sudden we have some 20 meg neighbor AP coming into the picture. So this is actually a packet capture snapshot taken during this action. So I have an access point doing this 80 meg transmissions. So when this neighbor AP came into picture, my access point, my AP dropped that 80 megahertz bandwidth to 20 megahertz bandwidth.
Right.
Because of this, the throughputs actually dropped by 3 times.
Right, because your capacity is obviously reducing channel capacity. But what's the interference that you had in this case? Out of 80 megahertz bandwidth, what's the channel width that is affected with interference? You mentioned it was 20?
Yes.
Okay, so just because it had 20 megahertz interference in one of its I mean, in its a part of its operating bandwidth, it dropped down from being an 80 megahertz access point to 20 megahertz access point. Obviously, gets your throughput.
So with preamble puncturing, we can efficiently use the spectrum basically. So even if some portions of the bandwidth are affected because of the interference, we can still use the unaffected portion, right? So if we consider 80 megahertz bandwidth, so we have 420 megahertz subchannels, right?
Right.
So consider a previous example. I have my AP configured to 80 meg bandwidth, which means 420 megahertz subchannels, right? So consider my neighboring access point is here, which is just doing 20 megahertz. So if there is no preamble functioning, my AP is dropping the 80 meg bandwidth to this
All the way to
20
20.
megahertz
Right.
bandwidth. So what's happening? I have interference only here, but these 20 megahertz subchannels are still being, even if they are not affected by interference, they're still being not utilized, right?
Yeah.
But what's happening with the preamble function? What we'll do is we'll just simply puncture this interference affected 20 megahertz channel. We can still use this unaffected 20 megahertz subchannels.
Okay, so you will stop doing transmissions only on the channel width that's getting affected with interference.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, so you had this issue where you showed 80 megahertz dropped down to 20 megahertz. So if you enable preamble puncturing in this, what did you observe in this?
What I have observed is the bandwidth which dropped to 20 megahertz earlier. So it's still the same with Wi-Fi 7. It didn't drop to 20 megahertz bandwidth. It remained to stay in the. It remained to continue with the 80 megahertz bandwidth. All the transmissions are happening in 80 megahertz. Just the 20 which is affected by the interference, we are just not transmitting there.
Okay, so the effective bandwidth that you are being utilized now turns out to be 60 megahertz in this case, correct?
We are utilizing 60 megahertz effectively, but in the previous case, we are just
Using 20. Okay.
So in the snapshot, you can also see some punctured channel informations. First, the AP will advertise and the AP will say to the clients that, hey, I'm puncturing this particular 20 megahertz subchannels. Let us not do transmissions in this 20. Let's continue on the rest.
So it will indicate what particular channel it is puncturing.
Yes.
And that is indicated by this field, correct?
Not exactly. So the AP will advertise that information in the beacon frame. We have a disabled subchannel information field.
Okay.
So these are actually the QoS data frames where we can see the punctured channel informations.
Right. This is an interesting case that you have put here. So without preamble puncturing, your AP just went to all the way down to 20 megahertz. But if preamble puncturing is enabled, you are operating, making use of around 60 megahertz of channel width. So what did the throughput compare like in both these cases?
Yes, that's a good question. That's an interesting question. So to answer to that question, maybe I can quickly pull some results. So these are some results that we recently performed in 6 GHz frequency band. So the green one represents the results with preamble puncturing enabled, and the orange one is the case without the preamble puncturing. You can see, right, in every case we have performed UDP, TCP, downlink and uplink. In every case, we can see a minimum of 100 Mbps or 200 Mbps improvement.
Right. So preamble puncturing definitely helps in maintaining the higher channel capacity by not completely taking down your channel width to all the way to the 20 megahertz thing. Right, very interesting, I think. So are there any certain conditions for this feature to work? For instance, let's say, does this feature work across all the channel widths that we have? Or works, does it work only on certain channel width? Let's say it only works from 160 megahertz.
We should start from 80 megahertz bandwidth configuration. So if we consider 20, what are we puncturing? There is nothing to puncture.
Right.
So even if we consider 40, what are we like truly getting the advantage? There is nothing, right? So for preamble puncturing, we'll start with 80 megahertz bandwidth configuration.
So in this case, preamble puncturing doesn't apply to 2.4 gigahertz band.
Yes, exactly. Right? We can do only in 5G and 6G.
6G, okay. Yeah, please go on.
So we can start from 80 megahertz bandwidth. For 80 megahertz bandwidth configuration, we can do puncturing. We can puncture any of this 20 megahertz. We have 420 megahertz, right? Primary, secondary, and in primary we have first primary 20, primary 40, we have primary 20 and secondary 20. Except the primary 20 from primary 40, we can puncture all this.
Okay, obviously you cannot puncture primary channel, yeah. And then, yeah, if it is an 80 megahertz channel, you can,
only do 20 megahertz. We can puncture only 20 megahertz.
If it is 160?
So if it is 160, we can do like 20 megahertz puncturing. We can do 40 megahertz puncturing as well with 160 megahertz band.
How about 320?
So with 320, we cannot puncture any 20 megahertz subchannels, but we can puncture. We can start from 40 megahertz puncturing.
Oh, it starts from 40 here.
40.
Okay.
It starts from 40. We can do 80 meg puncturing as well in 320 megahertz.
Mhm.
We also have another interesting thing. We can also do concurrent puncturing of 80 megahertz and 40 megahertz in a single 320 megahertz bandwidth. More complexly.
That means it effectively gives me 120 megahertz. So let's say if I have some 120 megahertz of interference on 320 megahertz channel, I can stop using that particular 120 megahertz bandwidth and then make use of the other thing.
Yes.
Right? Is that
True.
right?
Yes. True.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, but pretty fascinating. I can clearly see how preamble puncturing is enabling higher throughputs here. Right. So moving on to the further question. Since Wi-Fi 7 is still a new standard, right? And it's still maturing. So given that, do you see any issues for legacy devices that are connecting to the Wi-Fi 7 access point in terms of connectivity or basic functionality with a Wi-Fi 7 router? Do you see any issues or failures in your testing?
So we have been testing all the latest Wi-Fi 7 access points from past 5 to 6 months. So we have tested different chipsets like Broadcom, Qualcomm, MediaTek. We have tested all these chipset based access points. But from our testing, we didn't see any connectivity issues, any major issues observed with legacy clients. We even successfully connected IoT devices as well to a Wi-Fi 7 access points. Even when the MLO, all these new features like MLO, puncturing, all these features are enabled on the access point side, we didn't see any connectivity issues or any major issues there.
Right.
So all the clients were successfully able to connect to the access point. They are able to run some basic traffic and do their respective actions.
You're saying the backward compatibility works fine
Yes.
from what you have seen so far.
Yes. Yes. True.
Understood. Right. So again, coming back to speeds, you mentioned numbers like 46 Gbps, right? So considering such big numbers that Wi-Fi 7 brings in, do you see a necessity for um, backbone environment or the wired networks also needs an upgrade to keep up with the throughputs of Wi-Fi 7?
Yes, true. So that is what we are discussing in one of our previous question, right? So what we are saying, we can go up to like 46 Gbps with MLO, we can achieve multi-gig throughputs. We're seeing all these things. But what we are seeing currently is, as I mentioned, I've tested like 4 to 5 access points, Wi-Fi 7 access point, and majority of them are having a single 10 Gbps LAN. So if we have a single 10 Gbps plan, like how are we going to achieve? Of course, the wireless thing we may or may not be achieve because of this path loss and other things. But if we consider the wired backbone, so how are we achieving the 11.5 Gbps that the Wi-Fi 7 is promising in 324 4x4 MIMO configuration? So how are we going to achieve 11.5 Gbps of throughputs? I personally feel that if we have like LANs and like switches, LAN ports, Ethernet ports, and all the switches, if they support speeds more than 10 Gbps, then maybe we can see throughputs even higher numbers, like not just limited to 9.4 or 9.6 we have seen, right?
Right. So if the AP has an Ethernet port that supports well over 10 Gbps, then probably you think the lab infrastructure also needs an upgrade.
Yes, of course.
Wi-Fi 7, obviously we are talking about lots of advanced features, and you also mentioned that you have tested 4 or 5 access points so far. But what is the status of clients? How are client devices keeping up? So are the newcomers into the market, are they adopting Wi-Fi 7? From what you have seen so far, what's the distribution?
So majority of vendors, the station vendors are like upgrading. They are adopting this Wi-Fi 7 features. If we can consider all these high branded mobile phones like iPhone or Samsung S series or Google mobiles like Pixel and others, they're all adopting Wi-Fi 7 feature. they're supporting this all these cool features like 4K QAM, 320 megahertz bandwidth, and of course they are also doing MLO. It's very interesting to see real devices doing MLO, right? So there are of course other devices, low-end models. They're still in the stage of adopting Wi-Fi 7. So if we consider maybe one example, iPhone 15 supports Wi-Fi 7. It will do 4K QAM, but it's still doing 160 meg bandwidth. It's still supporting 160 megahertz
Oh,
bandwidth.
not the 320 there. So it doesn't have all the fancy features.
Yes, we may not see that big numbers.
Okay. So the adoption is there,
Yes.
but do every device has all the features that's not necessarily happening?
Yes, true. So we're discussing, right? So if we consider MLO, few devices will do just a dual band MLO, like they'll do MLO only
right.
2 links, but not 3 links. We have seen certain APs doing Wi-Fi 7 11B only in 5G and 6G, but not in 2G. They're not doing this 4K QAM in 2.4G. We have seen such APs as well. And even when it comes to the client devices, there are certain client devices that supports Wi-Fi 7, but only in 2.4G and 5G. They're not supporting the 6 gigahertz frequency band.
Right. So it doesn't support. I mean, it doesn't operate on 6 gigahertz at all. And what about MLMR? So do most of the high-end devices support tri-band MLMR, or do they come with dual band MLMR?
Devices, we have seen devices doing tri-band MLO, tri-band MLMR, and also dual band MLMR. There are also certain devices that are just doing MLSR, like email SR, but not MLMR. We have also seen mobile phones. Like
Oh, so there are also devices who doesn't do MLMR.
yes.
No aggregated
With-
throughput there.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, that's pretty fascinating distribution, I feel. So only few high-end devices support. I mean, if you take checkboxes, only few tick all of them,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Not necessarily every client.
Yes.
So they are still adopting.
Yes. Like who knows? Maybe in future, maybe in 2 to 3 years.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah, probably we can see all our devices are doing this multi-link operation in air. We can see all these interesting things.
Again, let's get our focus back to from speed to the other things. So Wi-Fi 7 also has lots of promise about improving the latency, right? I have seen posters saying now VR, AR applications getting better with Wi-Fi 7. So what is Wi-Fi 7 doing in that space? How is it getting down the latency, and what features are helping in doing so?
So if we speak about latency or higher speeds, the main enhancements from Wi-Fi 7 that are helping to achieve these features, or I mean to achieve these two latency and higher throughputs are like one is the MLO, which plays a key role in achieving lower latencies. With MLO, we can do data transmission in 2 or more links. So if there is interference, we can dynamically switch to the other link. We can achieve, we can lower the latencies with MLO. And then with 320 megahertz bandwidth, we have double bandwidth when compared to Wi-Fi 6, right? With 320 and 4K QAM, we can do all this 4K video streaming, AR, VR, high quality with just no delays or no lags.
Okay, with all these feature set, and did you observe in your testing also where the latency is getting down when you enable MLO?
Yes, of course. We have seen latency improvements in our testing as well. So maybe in one of the results we discussed, if the latency is around like 200 or 300 ms in SLO case, it's dropping to not truly like a half of that, but it dropped to like maybe some 200 ms.
You did see an improvement
Yes,
in that case.
we did see improvements.
Understood. I think that's all very useful insights, particularly on the MLO front. I like the slides that you have shown us, explaining the modes, and also the preamble puncturing results look fascinating. So with all this test experience that you have on Wi-Fi 7, let's say a fresher comes to you and says, I need to start Wi-Fi testing from today. What advice would you give him or her to ensure that he does the testing in a smooth way?
So what I would personally suggest to a fresher is, so before jumping directly into the testing, maybe we can start learning the concepts. Maybe we can start learning the concepts first. So it's all exciting with Wi-Fi 7. They'll say all these big numbers. They'll say big numbers. We're all excited to see those numbers, right? We're excited to see all this transmission in 3 links, 2 links. We're excited to see the puncturing happening. They're all exciting, but before directly jumping into the concepts, maybe first go through the packet captures. Maybe first go through the 802.11b documents, study them, understand them, and then verify if the AP and the station are supporting them. Maybe from the packet capture, maybe using tools like Wireshark, first analyze them and then do the testing.
Yeah, I'd like to stop you there quickly. So, what kind of things should a fresher analyze in Wi-Fi 7 testing perspective from a packet capture?
So let's we can start from the basic 5 capabilities, 5 enhancements. We can start with 320 megahertz bandwidth. We can see if the AP is supporting 320 megahertz bandwidth, if the station is supporting 320 megahertz bandwidth or not. We can go up to like if it is doing MSIS 12 and 13 or not, if it's supporting 4K QAM or not. So it's always better, right, to start maybe from the support, to start verifying from the support of the access point, if it's really supporting all these exciting features or not, then proceed for the testing.
Yeah, also about MLO.
MLO, if we can simply verify from the packet capture, right? If we have that multi-link operation element in the IE, we can assume that the AP is supporting MLO, AP is supporting, or the station is supporting MLO. And even when it comes to the testing perspective, don't directly jump to like advanced features like MLO, puncturing, multi-RU, OFDMA, all this. Maybe start from basic things. Start from 320 minutes 320 minutes bandwidth validation. Start from basic things and then go exponentially.
Right. So, probably profiling the baseline performance and then eventually going to multi-link or preamble puncturing things
All
like
these advanced features. And again, it is also very important to document all these results. We'll keep
documentation,
it.
obviously. Yeah, I do agree on the documentation part. Documenting our observations can always help in the long run. Not just for us, right? If the same AP is being tested by some other guy, he can take a note of our observations as well. Right. So, yeah, I think these are very good advices. Now, let's conclude by knowing your insights on what excites you about the future of Wi-Fi. So, you have seen Wi-Fi 7, the current Wi-Fi standard, but if you have to look into the future of Wi-Fi, what aspects are exciting you the most?
Wi-Fi 7 is already very exciting with all these cool features like MLO, preamble puncturing, and many multi-RU, all these new concepts. So Wi-Fi 8, I'm excited about Wi-Fi 8, UHF, ultra high reliability. So we went from EHT, extremely high throughput, to UHR, ultra high reliability. And I'm also excited about AI and ML, AI, ML, deep learning algorithms, all these models. I'm also excited how we can use them in our Wi-Fi and how we can basically reduce our time for troubleshooting or analysis. I'm excited to see AI and ML in action.
I do agree. We see AI everywhere. Today, everywhere you go, AI is there. So, probably, yeah, AI might make significant changes to Wi-Fi as well moving forward down the line. Yeah, so that's all, folks, for today's episode. I think you found some valuable insights from this episode. I definitely found interesting to learn about the MLO types and also the preamble puncturing insights that Deepika has shared us. I hope you found this wisdom useful. So, if you like the video, please share, subscribe, and if you have any questions on whatever Deepika has said, you can certainly leave comments in the video below so she can address them, or you can reach out to her LinkedIn as well. Thank you so much for watching till the end of the episode, and we'll meet you soon in an upcoming episode. Thanks.
Thank you. Thanks, everyone. Thank you, Sana.
Yeah, thanks. Thanks, Deepika. It's great having you here and you sharing knowledge to us.
Yeah, thank you.